We'll get it together at some point here on this Thursday. We're glad you're with us. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Kevin and Ben, a lot to get to on the show. Some changes maybe with the Atlanta Falcons. We'll get Ben's thoughts on that. The Live Tour, that Saudi tour teed off today in London about 1 second after the opening tee shots because everybody goes off at the same time. All the former PGA Tour guys were officially suspended. So the Operation Pettiness has commenced amongst it. And all, about 1 second after that statement was released, the Live Tour put out their own statement saying, I mean, this is just the worst. The pettiness and all that. I'll try to find their statement, but that was it was truly amazing. The kind of day it's been there in the golf world. And, of course, Ben, your Atlanta Braves. Ironic, maybe it stops tonight because Ben has not worn an ATL hat today. He went with the, what would you call it, the fedora?
Yeah, the fedora slash.
In honor of Larry Fedora.
Yeah. always the beloved Larry Fedora on this show. No, look, Kevin, I mean, I'm the type to where, I'm a hat guy, shout out to my grandfather, he's the reason why I wear hats every day. No, I just saw it, wanted to put it on. And this is not like the Ranger Steve hat that you wore a few times. No.
Before
okay,
this is actual a fedora.
No. This kind of like a Ranger Steve. It's more like a oval on the top kind of because the other one kind of like up. Yeah. I still got the other one at the house. So I mean, if that want to make an appearance,
no, that one's good. I like that one.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I prevent forest fires. I just got to be in a forest.
No, it's not. No, that one looks much less like Smokey the Bear.
Once we get some cameras up in here and we do our ESPN Coastal like the Office version, y'all gonna see just how wacky it can get in this office because you never know what's gonna be done. But I saw Kevin Thomas as a baseball player today, people, rounding third. If we get a chance to get to it, it was beautiful seminar to watch. Beautiful. Even though I think Kevin would have looked a little better because he dreaded, like, it wasn't the run, it was I got the slide. At what point in his mind he goes, when do I start the slide?
So you're saying that would have been me?
No,
I was like, okay.
No. What I'm saying is, if Christian go care with the third base coach, he's sending you.
He would send me regardless. Hey, the pitcher has the ball. No, go.
And then after the game, you go, you guys,
Ronald Acuna, Michael Harris, the second. I am not. We'll just leave it at that.
But I'm just saying, if I own.
You were talking about you sending me from third.
He got to send you. Like, it happened. Like, think about it. As soon as Christian sees, he's like this, let's go. Christian ain't even looking at where the ball is going. And he goes, who you supposed to be?
He wants to see me face plant. He wants to see me fall. He wants to see me hosed by 27 feet. He already said that. Horrible.
And after the game, when Christian says, I saw a little hesitation in your eyes when you was running at me. If you just believe
if you'd have just gone when I sent you. It's not the fact that you can't run out of sight in 2 days. If you'd have just gone when I sent you, it'd have been fine. But no, speaking of guys who can run out of sight, really quickly, Michael Harris continues to impress the Braves, jump all over the A's last night, 13 runs. Michael Harris hitting over 300. I mean, we talk about the impact Ronald Acuna's had. This young man has come up and had a big impact. Again, PSA, Atlanta fans, calm down.
Come on.
I saw.
Say it, Kevin. Say it.
Because Ben, you and I, we read Twitter a lot just for the idiot factor.
Oh yeah,
I'm saying that nicely.
And listen, and we are talking about the actual statements, not the actual people making the statements.
Well, no, if you say stuff like that, you probably are a little. That's all I'm saying. Look, no, somebody, and it wasn't like my name is Mike 78257. No, this was a dude on Twitter said, "Man, digging Michael Harris. I think he's gonna." He said he's going to be or will going to be better than Acuna.
Oh.
Let's calm down.
Okay.
I mean, Michael Harris is amazing.
Yes.
Let's pump the brakes just a little bit. Michael Harris has never played AAA ball. He's been in the big leagues for 10 games. Let's calm down. Just a little bit.
Who I gotta ask you, Kevin?
He is amazing.
Who's had the better debut? And I'm gonna say after 10 days, Michael Harris, Austin Riley. Because when Austin Riley came up, it was like, oh, he was going crazy.
I mean, look, and again, I think there's a reason when he comes up, you don't have to say he's better than Acuna, but he was the number one prospect in the Braves system. Yeah, he's going to come up. To me, and this is where we talked about it earlier with Gurov, who said, "Look, by the middle of June, he's going to be in the big leagues for X number of days. At every jump in level after X number of days, he really settles in and starts hitting." I think we saw it with Ronald Acuna. We saw it with Ozzy Albies. We saw it with Austin Riley. In about 5 more days, maybe a little longer once you really get out of some bad teams, but in about 5 more days, the book's going to be kind of out, right? Hey, these are the pitches he's been tattooing for 2 weeks. These are the pitches that maybe people have had some success. And remember, Ben, for the longest time, the book was out. Austin Riley can't hit the slider, can't hit the slider, can't hit the slider. So what were people throwing him? Hey, it's going to be slider after slider after slider until you can hit it. How does Michael Harris adjust from that? Acuna had an adjustment period. Austin Riley had an adjustment period. Everybody goes through it. How do you play off that adjustment? To me, it's going to be interesting to see. But the kid is amazing.
Yes.
He plays elite defense. He has speed. And while he doesn't hit for the eye-gouging power that Ronald Acuna does, Ben, the dude can hit the baseball, right? I mean, in a triple last night, flying around the bases, I think somebody said it was like 15 seconds, and you're going, how to put that in comparison to like just sprinting wide open. 15 seconds, obviously you're playing 90 feet bases, right? So that's 30 yards. So he went to third. I'm no math major. That's 90 yards. So you ran 90 yards in 15 seconds, not in a straight line while making turns. That's blazing fast.
That is. No. You got to put even more. You got to put even more perspective. He's swinging the bat. Then it's not as if he's standing there and then somebody goes go. He swings the bat, right? And he's running. He's running and looking. So he's running, and so out of his peripherals, he's seeing where the ball is going. Meaning, okay, I'm running. And the thing about it is too, his base running, because people, I was never ever one to think that you can have elite base running, but you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I mean, Ricky Henderson would definitely disagree with me with that. But I think, Kevin, is what the Braves do is this: everybody gets to be in a starring role, with what they do. Obviously, Ronald Acuna Jr. is the headliner. We understand that. But Michael Harris, what he's doing right now is he's saying, look, every single day, man, I get to show y'all what else I got. Y'all seen the catches, even Andrew Jones, who's once again should be in the Hall of Fame. When he says wow, because he's seen it all. When he goes wow, did you see that? I think that what he's doing now, Kevin, he's getting more relaxed. Because Snit and them are saying, look, do what you do defensively. But when you at the plate, listen, just relax. Like every plate appearance, because the thing.
But he really has been in an ideal spot. He's batting last.
Yes.
And by proxy, since you're batting last, you're batting ahead of Ronald Acuna.
Yes.
So you're going to see good stuff to hit. So there's no pressure that you're at the bottom of the lineup, and you have a guy behind you that people are scared to pitch to. It's the best of both worlds.
They are afraid. And once again, when people say, well, what do you do with a Ronald Acuna? Why? You can't. He can hit anything. Like, he can hit any pitch. But if he gets a hold of it, like, that thing is out of here. I think with Michael Harris, what you're seeing, Kevin, is he's maturing in front of our eyes. 21 years old. What you can appreciate about him, he's like really relishing the moment. He's saying, look, man, I'm playing for bruh. He goes home and goes, he's like, yeah, man, he's like sitting like right here. Like, he don't know what I'm saying. At least I don't think he knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I once again, Kevin, what did I say? The Braves are a team of personality. They are a bunch of guys that when Ozzy, right, and Acuna, even though Ozzy, apologized to Dansby for hitting it with the line drive, and it's like that is out. Like, they show out. I know they do this on every broadcast, but they show our dugout. Because they're like, dude, you got to see these guys in the dugout. They really, really have a love for each other. And I know it's not that like that on every team. And you can't manufacture that stuff. You can't say, we're going to love each other. No, it has to be natural. But I believe because you got such big personality, it allows other guys to just play a little looser. Because like I say, I can't speak for 29 other ball clubs, but the ball club that resides in the ATL, when they are having fun and they mashing, they going to be hard to beat. And if Michael Harris can do what he's doing at the bottom of the lineup, pick your poison, because I thought the bottom of the lineup was supposed to give a pitcher some relief. Nope, not if he's doing we don't expect to see that every day now.
Right.
But he's showing that hey man, I'm gonna be nice. I want to be a weapon at the plate as well. But great job last night. Obviously, the Braves put it on them boys last night.
Yeah, look, I a lot of upside with that young man. And again, I think what that gives you is if he keeps playing this way, Ben, and I asked this to somebody a few weeks ago, and they said, well, I don't know if he struggles. it's still a long season. I don't know that he's going back down. Right? I mean, there is no other plan in center field.
He's such a he's
He
feeling,
is.
He's feeling a huge need in center field.
He very much is. Look, he's Christian Pache, who hits a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that's what he's doing for you right now. He's playing elite defensive outfield. I just don't see him going back down. He's never played in AAA, came straight from AA. He's one of those guys to me. When you make that call, there are a few guys. I mean, look, are there guys like, hey, we're going to bring you up and send you back down? They do it. Tucker Davidson, hey, you're a pitcher, come up. All right, we sent you back down. Hey, you come up, we sent you back down. There are certain guys, and I know Jeff Francoeur famously got upset about this when the Braves sent him down in the middle of a struggle where it's like, hey, you don't send me down kind of thing. No, most people are, but there are certain guys, Ben, when you make that call and say, we are bringing him up to the major leagues, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
Like, you bring Ronald Acuna up, you are saying, we believe he's ready. He is not going back to AAA. We will let him ride through the struggles.
Yeah.
We will let him play it out. He is not going back. And I think that's where we're at with Michael Harris. It's only been 10 days. I mean, I think his defense would have to really fall off.
Yeah.
But I think even if he has struggles with the bat, he ain't going back. No. I just don't see him do it.
I will say this about Michael Harris. Kevin, you know it's supposed to be you go triple. I mean, you go double, you go triple. You know, you get called up because you're playing elite baseball. If he got called up from AA, and you can't tell no. This is the thing. You can tell the difference in center field now. Like, you really can see it. Like, and you saying, well, dude, I don't like the notion that he's only 21 years old. Is he good enough to put on a Braves uniform? Yeah. Is he good enough to be a Brave? Yeah. And I think certain guys are the exception. Meaning, if you send them down, then you go from a really, really, really good outfield to because let's call this what it is. They are trying to get Marcell to be a DH. They're trying to put him in the DH because he is a liability like I've never seen in the outfield. And I think what Michael Harris provides is Kevin, you said he's elite defensively. Like, he is elite. You go from that to Marcell, and it's so I think that you let him go through his struggles because he don't know nothing else. Like, what am I going to go back down to triple? I don't know that. Now, he was probably every baseball player probably think they're going to go through the same steps. I get that part. But if you get that call, it's because he was dominating in AA. So I hope that Snit them just let him ride up because he still, listen, for what you brought him up for, he does it. Whatever he gives you at the plate, to me, got to be a bonus at this point. You just hope that he, doesn't struggle too bad at the plate. But everybody has struggles. And the difference is everybody else went through the ringer. He's 21 years old, coming straight from AA. Get a man an opportunity to go out there and make mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, excited about that with what he's brought to the table. We'll see him tonight. Braves opening up a 4-game set with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Things looking up. 7-game win streak. I think it's down to 7.5 games there in the East. Really looking ahead, and the Mets going to play the Angels, Angels have lost 12 in a row.
But the Angels definitely in the outfield out there.
I was going to say, I saw somebody with a meme of somebody said, hey, I saw this happen at the Angels game, and it was Danny Glover going out there with hitting him with the angel flap. Who was the pitcher? Was it Tony Danza? Yeah, Danny Glover in the dugout. Hey, give him the special. Apparently, Mike Trout has not been getting any massages from any Angels in the outfield.
Yeah. Well, listen, when Danny Glover got to make appearances, it's not got bad, people. It's got rough.
We'll come back. We got more to come. 912-342-7184. Your number to join us. Falcons going to have a mini camp coming up. We'll hear from D. Orlando Ledbetter a little bit later in the show as well. Hit us up on Twitter at Pigskin Radio. We are streaming live, ESPNCoastal.com. You can also watch us live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Good to have you back here, 3 and Out on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network. Kevin Thomas, Ben Troop, glad you are with us. Love to hear from you. Hit us up on Twitter at Pigskin Radio or give us a shout 912-342-7184. Hear from D. Orlando Ledbetter. Ben coming up in just a little bit. The Falcons going to have mini camp next week. Arthur Smith said, hey, I expect everybody to be there, including Deion Jones, to be there at mini camp. What's the difference in what they're doing now versus mini camp? For those that don't know, like they're obviously there now, but what's the difference in an OTA and what they can actually do at a mini camp?
One word, mandatory. OTAs, you don't have to show up. Mini camps, you can get fined. Mini camps is the first time that everybody's really back together. You call it mini camp because trying to give a feel of what's going to happen once training camp actually gets here. You're gonna have the whole squad there. The rookies are all that cute stuff is out the window. All that, fake enthusiasm is out the window. You want to see what your squad is really going to be looking like. You want to show these rookies what it's really going to take, play in and play out. The game plan, being able to transfer, what you get in the game film. The film room to the actual game field. And Kevin, you got to start earning your money now. College is over. Time for these guys, Drake London and company. You guys are going to be, called upon to be some key contributors this year. And I think that what you learn in minicamp is you get to see how some of these guys really work. Like, it's hard to have a career in the National Football League because you got to deal with the draft every year. You got to deal with guys getting younger, cheaper, faster, quicker, stronger every year. How do I have a 10-year career, 12-year career, 15-year career? That means I'm outperforming everybody. I'm outperforming everybody at my position, and the other 31 teams, I'm outperforming everybody at my position on my team, and I'm outperforming most of my teammates when I'm out there regardless. So that's what you start getting in a mini camp, Kevin, because you look at even though not to compare, Tom Brady's in year 23. They say Tom Brady goes through every single thing like he's a rookie, like he's trying to learn every single thing, every small little detail. So Arthur Smith, Arthur Smith is saying he expected everybody to be here. Well, he better say that. He will say something different if whomever don't show up, which this ain't usually on bad teams, you don't have guys not show up. Usually. That's reserved for good teams, right? And not saying that if a guy not showing is usually for a contract dispute. I don't think nobody's in no contract dispute right now with the Falcons. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, guys gonna be trying to learn different things. The whole Felipe Franks situation is really, really weird to me because either he's a tight end or he's not. He's either quarterback or he's not. He can't be a tweener. Can't be Taysom Hill. But I just think this Falcons team, Kevin, is because, like I said, outside of the expectations that they have for every team has expectations, even the Lions, even the Jets. This is when you start, figuring out what your role is going to be, man. And if you are a rookie, a fringe rookie, a.k.a. 4th to 7th round, you might want to go to the special teams coach office. Say, man, what's your favorite? What you like for breakfast? What you like for lunch? What is your favorite snack? And start brown nosing because you need a job. Like, bottom line, and I'm serious because I tell people this all the time. What saved me in my career was I got drafted so high. If I was a late round pick, I don't know if I make it on the Titans, man, because there was so much information. But they paid me so much money when I was the first pick. They're not getting rid of me. So I just think that for some of these rookies, it's going to be a culture shock because most of them haven't played special teams since high school. And never really ran down on no kickoff. Never had to block no punt. Let me tell you something. There are guys who play in the league 15 years because they started on special teams. Think about they started on special teams. The rarest of things in football is 4 positions: kicker, punter, long snapper, special teams, aces, because they're very, very rare. So for guys who think, I want to be a Pro Bowler, you can be a Pro Bowler as a special teamer, still get that check. You still get bonuses. So change your mindset. I know everybody want to be the number one all-pro at their position. No, you better be an all-pro teammate. You better be all-pro on special teams. You will have a long career, long career.
Also got word, and I know you love this. Well, maybe you don't love it. You found it kind of funny, but Felipe Franks, all right, former Arkansas quarterback, former Florida quarterback, former Falcons backup. I don't know. I guess. Apparently, they said he's going to be getting reps at tight end and also, at quarterback.
Okay.
Is it I mean, is that a waste of time, Ben? I mean, what is that?
I will say this. It's a waste of time if you're trying to make him do both. There are a lot of players who had to learn how to adjust to a different position. The starting fullback for the Baltimore Ravens used to be a D tackle. Now I just play fullback. I'm not going to both meeting rooms. That don't make no sense. Like, when they say break off to individual team meeting rooms, I don't say, I'm gonna see y'all in 20 minutes. No. Now, Felipe Frank's brother plays tight end. I don't know if he's still in the league, but he plays tight end. Went to UCF, played tight end. I will say this. The two do not compare. I know nothing about what a quarterback has to deal with. Don't want to deal with it. Tight end ain't for everybody, man. I'm telling y'all, if you think about it, Kevin, let's just break it down. If you think about it, outside of quarterback, and I know I'm biased, people don't understand how hard the tight end position is because of how this ain't the days of it don't matter no more. He's just the guy that's wearing 80 at the end of the line. No. You are most of the time the focal point of a passing game. Travis Kelce, Dan Waller, Mark Andrews, George Pickens, Gesicki, Zach Ertz, and the
you
list
could say
goes
Kyle
on.
Pitts, even though he didn't have the touchdowns.
But what I'm saying is, look at what happens when you got a dominant tight end. You forget all about your receivers. Not saying that they ain't important because they are extremely important. Felipe Franks, the weirdest thing for him is he's going from throwing to a guy to playing behind the guy he threw to in college. And I just think that if for Felipe's sake, while it's good that he knows the offense from the quarterback, if he's gonna play tight end, play tight end. I ain't a catcher, I ain't a first baseman.
I'm saying, but like, why would you do that if you're the Falcons? I mean,
this once again, Kevin. It's the
why not just have him be the third QB?
It's the Desmond Ridder effect. But look, confidence is huge in sports. I don't care what level it is. Desmond Ridder needs it, right? If we get to it, that enthusiasm that they give these quarterbacks, you just have to be great, beautiful throw, Desmond. Oh my God, that was right on a rope. They're trying to get him to develop, because that's what they're doing. They're getting him to develop his confidence because they are going to yell at him on game day. What? Desmond! And I think if he feel as though, I don't know this, but if they say, dude, if I come in, I'm the third round pick, he was an undrafted rookie, you got him over me. Now, if you are Felipe, you are saying to yourself, think about this. You talking about pressure. I can't be bad either way. Now, I'm trying to learn the tight end position. I get it. But when they ask me to come in at Felipe Franks, get in at quarterback, it's crazy. But the reason why I say listen, it ain't for everybody. Like,
I mean, you saw that, and we'll ask Orlando about it. You see, he's a guy that's going to be the third string quarterback, right? Yes. You drafted Desmond Ridder and you brought in Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he goes out and just looks like the second coming of Joe Montana or Tom Brady or something like, and we've had opportunity to see that, and we haven't yet. I'm like, he's going to be the third string quarterback.
Yeah.
And then you see, like, hey, he's going to take reps at tight end. My one thought is just why. Like, at the end of the day,
I know why he's taking reps at tight end. It's simple. Yeah. No depth. You don't have any
trade value. I don't know. I mean,
I mean, because the thing about it is, Kevin. I mean, think about it. Think about the Falcons for a second. Two things: no depth and no money. You can't go out there and get another guy. I mean, I don't think the Rams.
So you're trying to build Belichick the roster? Is that what you're trying to do? It's like, hey, we're going to get guys.
Now, mind you,
three positions so we can expand.
And let's call it this: name another division outside the NFC South that have quarterbacks playing multiple positions like Taysom Hill. So it's not that you ain't seen it in that division. You just ain't never seen it from the Falcons. But if you are Felipe, and let's call it what it really is, though. Cordell Patterson played two positions. Plays running back, plays receiver, right? Now, I'd rather him play receiver, not running back. But because Felipe have seen it, it ain't as weird to him. Okay. I mean, and this is what they really say, dude. You can do what Taysom Hill do. Hell yeah, I can do what Taysom Hill do. It's like you got to build confidence up in them. But that's the league. The league is about having a niche. Most guys want to have a niche at their position. Felipe Franks is behind the eight ball because he's an undrafted rookie. Josh Rosen was called in. But Josh Rosen was the number 2. I guess he was the number 2 last year. Because we forget all about that. Josh Rosen was 10th, 11th overall pick. Can't stay on the team. Felipe Franks, if anything else, he's tall, big, he's athletic. I can find a way to keep him because they know if we let him go, Kevin, somebody's snatching him up. Then he might really play quarterback and kill us if it's the right system for him. Felipe, you auditioning for 31 other teams. Hopefully you make the squad with this, because how weird is it going to be if the starting tight end is Kyle Pitts and the backup tight end is Felipe Franks? That, ladies and gentlemen, I would pay money to see.
You have some roster problems at that point, I would say. We've got so much to get to. here on the show. D. Orlando Ledbetter going to join us in about 15 minutes. We'll talk Falcons football with him here on 3 and Out. Good to have you back here, 3 and Out. Kevin Thomas, Ben Troop, glad you're making us a part of your day. We'll chat with D. Orlando Ledbetter coming up, talk some Falcons football with him, Ben. But staying on the football theme, I know it's OTAs and mini camps, but apparently the Jags didn't get the memo on the calm down either.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have everything you read about Travis Etienne is, oh man, that speed is just fast. He's fast. Just the speed is incredible. And then you had the words about your first round draft pick, Trayvon Walker, who your offensive coordinator just said his combination of size and speed, he's like a unicorn. Come on, man.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
He's a mythical creature.
Guess what? Guess who else got called? Because we ran out. Guess who got called a unicorn in 2021? That would be a one Kyle Pitts. Got called.
He was a unicorn.
Yeah.
Who called him that?
This
Was it Arthur Smith?
This is what like the Tom Shades of the world was calling him. You know why you call something a unicorn? When it's hard to describe. But you know why you really
apparently the yard is full of goats.
Oh yeah,
and so we had to move on.
Yeah. Too many goats, too many beasts. It's beasts and goats. I mean, it was all these beasts and goats doing in my front yard. No, it's the thing, Kevin. There are certain things that are hard to live up to. Being the number 1 overall pick in any sport is hard to live up to. The hardest is football, especially when you're not a quarterback, because now we're judging you on. Excuse me, quarterbacks are judged on playoffs. Playoff wins, all pros, Super Bowls. That's usually the barometer, right? It ain't past years. It ain't. Defensive players are known about, you know what they judged on? Impact. What type of impact? I don't know. Luke Kuechly when he was, at Patrick Willis and company when he had the linebacker position. Myles Garrett and different guys at at Von Miller at the outside linebacker position. Guys like Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney at the defensive end position. Trayvon Walker. Check this out. What did Myles Garrett do? First team All-American Defensive Player of the Year. What did Jadeveon Clowney do? First team All-American Defensive Player of the Year. What did Patrick Willis do? First team All-American Defensive Player of the Year. Eric Berry, so on and so forth. What did Trayvon Walker do? Won that championship with Georgia. Right? I'm telling you, Kevin, this is the thing. If what they say about a player is what you never hear, that's dangerous. Because what we say about good players is, oh my God, man, I mean, explosive off the edge, violent hands, really, really good at the point of attack, really, really good stopping the run. He's a unicorn. What? Like, think about that. Okay, let's just take it away from something. Hey, man, how would you describe what you just saw? I think we just saw a unicorn, right? What? You saw a horse with a horn? Yeah, like one horn on the front. All I'm saying is,
he's
right?
a mythical creature.
Yeah, all I'm saying is this, right? When we cannot describe it.
Well, he better have double-digit sacks if he's a unicorn, right?
No. If you cannot describe something, it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? You're trying to describe me. Now, do I think Trayvon Walker is a physical freak? Yeah. Does he have gifts? Yeah. But guess what? Everybody in the NFL has gifts. It ain't the same. They ain't opened up the same gift now. What's in that box ain't for everybody. But every last one of them, you know why? Because they are professional. Now, Kevin, Myles Garrett was the number 1 overall pick. He was first team All-Pro, right? Khalil Mack was the 5th overall pick. He was a first team All-Pro at defensive end and outside linebacker because he played both. So both positions he played in that year, they gave him first team All-Pro honors, right? The Bosa's, Chase Young. See, when I'm naming these defensive ends, you're going, you just shake your head like, yeah. Trayvon Walker, got to see.
But you throw out he's a unicorn, you better be balling out there right off the jump.
Unicorn means that
we've never seen it.
And
that's what it means to me.
You know who's a unicorn? Aaron Donald. That's a unicorn. You know how you know? Yeah, we've never seen nothing like him. Never. And that's taking nothing from Warren Sapp because he had 20.5 sacks one year. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year with all these other guys in the league. Trayvon Walker, and it ain't Trayvon Walker's fault.
Yeah.
It's almost like we build him up.
He didn't gloss himself that.
He didn't. He ain't walking. Now, if I go to unicorn.com, and there he is, well, that's a little bit different. But for me, Kevin, this is what happens it goes back to what I said about Desmond Ridder, man. You got to like that Travis Etienne. Oh my God. You see that speed? Yeah, well, everybody ran away from Jacksonville defense last year. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
You're right.
I understand the confidence level, but I just think at the end of the day, Javon,
I don't know why you do
go to the
that
zoo,
stuff.
go get you a couple of wild horses. Stay away from the unicorn conversation. That stuff is crazy.
I don't understand why you can't say he's coming along nicely. He looks the part. The end. Let his play speak for himself. We got more to come. The Orlando Ledbetter talking Falcons next here on 3 and Out. Good to have you back here on 3 and Out. Kevin and Ben, as the Atlanta Falcons wrapping up OTA's minicamp coming up next week. Arthur Smith earlier today sat down with members of the media, including our next guest, to talk about what's ahead. D. Orlando Ledbetter covers the Falcons there for AJC, AJC.com. Daryl, welcome. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Ben and Kevin. Thanks for having me today.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on. I guess the first thing that stands out, so Felipe Franks is a tight end now? Like what's the point of that? What's happening there?
Well, I'm trying to give him a shot to make the team. He played quarterback last year, did a couple of gadget play things with him in the punt game. But just trying to see if that's a skill set that could help him out in the National Football League. He's still meeting with the quarterback, so they're kind of murky on what the big plan is, but we're definitely trying to see if he can play some tight end.
And D. Orlando, when you think about a guy like Felipe Franks, as you mentioned, I mean, a couple of gadget plays, but how much of it is it not so much as a weird thing to him? He saw Cordell Patterson last year play, running back and receiver. You got a guy like Taysom Hill, plays every freaking thing for this New Orleans Saints. You say it's a chance for him to make the team. How realistic of a chance does he have to actually make the team in tight end?
I don't think a very realistic chance, Ben. I mean, you know how tough that position is. And, they got about 10 guys in here. Arthur Smith, the former tight end coach. Hesse did good last year down the stretch, former defensive end. They brought Fursker over. Of course, you got Kyle Pitts. Then they drafted Fitzpatrick. I mean, that's 4 tight end spots right there. For him to be the 5th tight end, he'd have to jump over about 4 or 5 other guys that have been there beforehand. So I think it's just an off-season experiment to make things interesting for himself and for the team. But, yeah, I don't think I think it's a long shot situation at best.
All right, Daryl, we're still in OTA's minicamp comes up next week. At what point do you decide that the coaches aren't just maybe feeding you a line? Because very rarely do you hear guys get criticized in OTAs. When do you start deciding who's actually got a chance to compete for something and where some of these position battles might actually lie?
Yeah, well, they're not going to put on pads. So, pretty much it's like call me when they put on pads. So, it's pretty hard to win a job in gym shorts. A football job, and so we got to start looking towards training camp, exhibition games. But you're not going to lose your job out here in shorts, but you can get they notice your work habits, your ability to retain information and take it with you out on the field. So it's a lot of tangible things they could do to get in position for when the competition starts, in earnest once they put on pads. So, just like Drew Dahlman at center, he's running ahead of Hennessy. Why is that so? So Hennessy's going to have something to say about that when they put the pads on.
And D. Orlando, what's gonna be the position group to watch? I mean, obviously, when you got a team like Atlanta to where you got so many new guys is going to have to be in key roles, whether they're in first year or second year. What's going to be the position group to watch come training camp?
Well, it always starts with the line for me. Can they open up holes? Can they protect the quarterback? It's the same line. So I don't know if they're going to get better. You might have a switch at tackle for German Ifedi for McGarry, Drew Dahlman for Matt Hennessy. Jalen Mayfield, I don't know if he can probably beat out the rookie, Justin Schaefer, but the line it always starts up front, because you can't really saw the big, pretty wide receivers they got after the quarterback laid on his butt.
The Orlando Ledbetter, AJC.com. Jordan is here on 3 and Out. The quarterbacks, obviously, same thing. You probably don't notice a whole lot when they're throwing against the air, throwing against, non-contact, but how do you think they plan to use a Marcus Mariota? Is it because the line is bad, have him do some of the things that Matt Ryan probably couldn't do or wasn't comfortable doing?
Yeah, no question. You're going to definitely see some more RPOs. I mean, it's no question there's going to be a heavy run game this year. You're not going to drop back 40 times with Marcus Mariota. So, the RPO game's going to have to be on point. And you got to open up some holes for these backs get through to where you're not just banging your head on the wall in the run game. They're gonna run the ball and then throw off the play action pass, and the run game's gonna look a little different because the quarterback can pull it out and maybe get around the end. Maybe not like Lamar Jackson, but maybe just like Marcus Mariota did at Oregon.
When you got a type of receiving core, you mentioned, you got guys that look more like the Hawks than the freaking Falcons. When you look at the size, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", Brian Edwards, Alden Tate. You talk about Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Cordell Patterson. What is gonna be more or less the passing game style? Obviously, you don't got burners. You don't got guys that can get down the field. But when you got that much height and size, it's got to be a bunch of 50-50 balls, more or less intermediate route running, intermediate passing game.
Yeah, Ben, I was talking to DJ Yates last week, and got to talk to Dave Ragone. So that's the story I'm working on for Sunday. And he talked about routes being inside, being tough and physical on the routes inside the numbers. So, they're not going to line up for a bunch of 9 routes. They're going to come inside and try to beat people up, win some of those big ball, the 50-50s against smaller D-backs. And, yards after you catch is going to be key because, they got to get it out quick and get it to the guys on the move and get them in some of those spots where they can get up the field and make some plays and so forth. So they got big guys to do that on, try to get mismatches on corners, put Drake London in a slot, get a mismatch there, get Patterson on some little Smurf D-back or Kyle Pitts on some Smurf back coming across the middle on those deep in cuts. That's how they're going to attack. It's much like Tennessee with A.J. Brown. You see him catching a lot of balls inside the numbers and then taking it up the field. Kind of like DK Metcalf with Seattle. Those square ends, those are going to be key routes in this attack.
I was going to say, Daryl, finally, you talked about T.J. Yates. I saw you quoted him on Twitter saying he's talking about Drake London. He's got enough speed to go over the top. Do you believe him when he says that? Because I know a lot of people said, look, he's tall. He's got a good catch radius. Does he have enough speed to stretch a defense?
That was the knock. I was the one, putting up forth because everything I saw was a 4.6, but they said he ran much faster in his workouts for them. So they got a number on him that most people don't have. But he had the same numbers as Mike Evans, but Mike is a little bit big. So yeah, his numbers don't suggest that he can get over top, but that don't mean they're not going to try. But I got to take my man TJ at his word. He never steers me wrong. Great Pope High quarterback here in Atlanta, Marietta area, and fine pro when he was here. Went on that to North Carolina and so forth. So TJ says he's got enough to get over the top. We're going to go with TJ on that.
The Orlando Ledbetter, our guest. Daryl, always a pleasure. Thanks so much.
All right, Ben and Kevin, take care. Thanks for having me.
Hey, we'll do. Always a pleasure having D. Orlando Ledbetter on. AJC.com covers the Falcons like nobody else. And again, mini camp starts next week. And I was trying to get Daryl to tell me, like, how much does he think is nonsense, coming from the coaching staff? Because like we're talking about Jacksonville. Oh, the dude's a unicorn. He's got enough speed to go over the top. Richie Grant's taking a big step. How much does that mean when you have no pads on most of the time and you're not hitting anybody?
It's coach beat. It's they have to protect. They understand that the players' reputation, ego, pride is on the line when they answering these questions. But they giving these players every opportunity to go out there and prove them right. I think sometimes you got to give a coach a little bit of leeway because these are the guys that got to go out there and get it done for you. Drake London was the first receiver taken in his last draft with Olave and Garrett Wilson. And
but
Traylon
you'll
Burks.
believe it when you see it, when he opens up on somebody, right?
I'll go more with what D. Orlando said. They're definitely going to try. But Kevin, when that thing hit the air and it's Drake London, we're going to see how many get completed. I get it. You throw the deep pass to back the defense up. We want to complete some of those passes because if you can't beat a DB deep and they know all you got is that square in, they're going to make life real rough for you. Because if I take away one, like the one thing Deion Sanders did that people don't give him credit for, me being fast means you can't beat me over the top. So that means you better be a good route runner. And I'm quick. And you can only run certain routes from certain parts on the field from alignment. So we'll see. He's a big body. But we hopefully he can go out and get it done.
Hey, we've got a lot more to get to. Take 3 on the flip side. It is 3 and out all across the Southern Pigskin Radio Network, streaming live at ESPNCoastal.com. Good to have you back here. Hour 2 of 3 and Out. Kevin Thomas, Ben Troop. Thanks for making us a part of your day. We are streaming live, ESPNcoastal.com. You can also find us all across the radio network, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, our YouTube channel, ESPN Coastal. You can watch the show there live every day, or if you missed the show, first off, shame on you. Mm-hmm. But you can go back and watch the show on our YouTube channel each and every day as well. So a lot to get to this hour. It's been, or this hour on the show has been a wild day in golf. The Live Tour, that Saudi back tour, teed off today, and within minutes, literal minutes, the PGA Tour had a response. We'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's take 3 here on 3 and Out, Ben. All right, take 1. Will Trayvon Unicorn Walker, I say that because that's what one of the coaches called him today, will he be a bust or a breakout?
Right now, oh man, I don't think it's going to be a breakout in year 1. I don't think it's going to be a buzz, Kevin. I think it's going to be a jag. Hold on. He's going to be just another guy. Because this is the thing, right? We live in a world now to where dudes can't just go out there and play football, and we kind of let their play decide. They got to come in and be instant impact players. They got to be, like, if you play receivers, you got to be Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. If you play defensive end, you got to be, the Bosa brothers or Chase Young. If you play quarterback, you want to have RG3 Cam Newton type numbers. But for Trayvon Walker, I think right now he's going to be just a guy because he doesn't have the help that he had where he's coming from. He don't got Jordan Davis next to him. He don't got Nakobe Dean behind him. Even though he got the league leading tackler behind him, I'm not saying he don't got quality players. He does, have Josh Allen and company, Kevin. But this is the thing, Kevin. We expect you to dominate, not be good, not be dominate. What do I mean by dominate? Let's talk about the real unicorn. The last 2 times we saw Aaron Donald, what did he do? It was 3rd and 1. It was 3rd and 1. They needed 1 yard to get a first down. He stopped the running back. No. He stopped the running back. So now they got to throw it. Then what does he do last play of the game? He almost sacks Joe Burrow. Game is over. If I'm the number 1 overall pick, Kevin, remember when Cam Newton came out? Remember all that hype? He had 400-something yards passing. He's the only quarterback ever did it. And guess what? It never stopped. Okay, he can't win Rookie of the Year. Can he win the MVP? Can he take him to a Super Bowl? Can he revolutionize the game? That's what we asked number 1 overall pick. So, for me, I think right now I'm just going to go Jag, just another guy. I could be proven wrong.
He will be a Jag either way.
He's going to be a Jag either way. He's a Jag right now, but I just think that for me, it's everything. Look, I'm sorry, but you don't decide expectations. We do.
No. Well, I mean, they do. If you start calling him a unicorn, like I said, you better be getting double-digit sacks.
No. It's like this.
If your coach is going to say that about you.
Does Ronald Acuna Jr. play like the hype he was with? Yeah. Like everything you heard.
He does, but that was a build-up. This has been a draft, and you're in it. Right?
The build-up is a draft. It's like before the draft.
Is it? I mean, you get the hype that nothing's happening. At least Ronald Acuna, rookie ball, minor leagues, like, hey, this dude's coming. He's
like what he's doing. Kevin, you watch a lot of Georgia football. Let's just call it what it is now. Did he stand out to you when you watched it? He was good. But if somebody goes, all right, tell me the best player on defense, Jordan Davis, but he ain't snapped the ball yet. I already know.
Nakobe Dean.
See?
Well, I mean, if I'm Trayvon Walker, I have some fun with this. I come out to practice with a little horn on the Jaguar head. Like, just get a little horn sticker, right? No?
Oh, yeah.
I would do it.
Well, why not?
Might as well have fun with him, and the coach is calling you a unicorn.
I just say this now. Kevin, it is 64 qualified, 64 starters at defensive end in the National Football League. You know how many of them had double-digit sacks? 17. 17. In 17 games, mind you. So that's how hard it is. If you don't get double-digit sacks, that just means, he had a good year. He had 6 sacks. So I just think that circumstance has a lot to do with how a player plays. And the thing about him is he's on the defense outside of Josh Allen. Don't know a lot of them, right? I mean, Clayvon Chason, he's on there. They play the same position.
Right.
All I'm saying is, Kevin, if I am asked to carry the load, right, and I've never had to carry the load before, and I got to do it for 17 weeks against the best tackles in the world. Good luck with that, young man, because you starting every game. Remember when Dante Fowler Jr. went 3rd overall behind Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota? How did that work out? It is hard.
Did he ever?
do.
But to be fair for Dante Fowler Jr., did he ever actually start a game his rookie year? Didn't he tear his
He tore
ACL,
his ACL, but
in minicamp or
I'm gonna tell you what's even crazy.
preseason
I'm gonna tell you
camp?
what's even crazy about that. You know why he got 3rd overall? He had 4 sacks in the bowl game. And he ran a good 40. That's how he went 3rd overall. That's how he went 3rd. That boy was out there with some, $10,000 shoes on with no socks at the draft, loving it. Look, I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad. Let me say this. I am not mad at the player, but I don't think people understand what real hype is. We feel pressures in life to go perform, to go to work, to pay bills, to provide families. We don't play a sport for a living. So when he's out there and they're going to say nothing, from Georgia, number, whatever, Javon, what people going crazy? He number 1 overall pick. Come on, Javon. Even if you don't know the draft, you know the number 1 overall pick is supposed to be that dude.
Right.
And when he is not, what's going on? Right? We didn't blame Trevor Lawrence playing bad on Trevor Lawrence. We blamed him on the atmosphere he was in. Urban Meyer, the Jag, right? But what they went out and gave him? Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, right? Now this year is going to be a little different. Gave him a new coach. Boom. Trevon Walker. What? All right. We'll see. I just, like I said, I play with Vince Young, who went 3rd overall. I'm telling you, that hype is serious because the fans don't care. The fans don't care that you play for the Jags. They want you to go out there and get it done. They screaming in the pool too. I'm just saying, you're going to have to find a way to get it. Because, Kevin, at the end of the day, right, now you're a pro. Listen, I don't scrutinize college players like that. They're college players. They're trying to figure it out. I'll say they got to play better, right? I scrutinize pro players. Why? Because you're a pro, you get paid to play. I can say whatever. You will still get your money. But are you, listen, coach told me this. Getting your money ain't earning your money. Did you earn your money on Sunday? Because if you did not, some of y'all walking out here with these big old cheese smiles because you got these big old checks and we got beat by 40. So just know, you know what I'm saying? It's what, hey, I just think it's going to be bad, Kevin. I really, really do. I think it's going to be bad.
All right, moving along. Celtics beat the Warriors by 16. So had 3 games, 3 pretty sizable wins. What is going on in this series, Ben?
I will say this.
That's a pretty open-ended question, but what's going on?
This is youth versus experience. That's what this is. Because when you see Jaylen Brown, when you see Tatum, when you see Marcus Smart, even though, yes, Al Horford is on there, but I'm pretty sure the whole locker room be smelling like Ben Gay because he nice. But Kevin, this is the thing, right? Youth cannot put a price tag on it. Guys that can just run and run and run and run. This is the thing about Steph and company. Steph and Clay and Andrew Wiggins and Iguodala, they can shoot threes, and they better be lucky they can. Because if they could not shoot threes, it would be 3-0. See, the thing about Steph and company is, man, they can get their shot off at any time. But Kevin, this is what they have to battle back into the games. Like the first game, they was winning, and then the youth came for the Celtics. They came back and won. The second game, it just got out of hand. They at home. They had to chase the arena. You know they're going to get a win. Last night, they had to battle back. Steph and them, they was down by 18. You know how much energy it takes to get back in the game? And guess what Jaylen Brown still is? Young. Guess what Tatum is? Young. Marcus Smart, they can run all day. Plus, you're playing for different legacies right now. Playing for the legacy of the only legacy there is with the Golden State Warriors is Steph and company. They're trying to get to number 4. But Kevin, you know what you already said it. To win a championship for the Celtics, boy, that's icon status.
It's them and the Lakers. You win a championship there.
That's icon status. So I just think that, and you live to play another game. Like the Warriors saying it's probably going to go 7. These young boys good. And it's Draymond effect. Draymond plays with a certain level of physicality. Draymond is a pest. He gets on everybody's nerves on the opposing team. Whenever they're matching his intensity and they scoring and they're still young and them legs, last night was a clinic. And the thing is, Kevin, if the Celtics can get game 4, now people, because I've seen Steph be up 3-1 and lose. I don't think Steph gonna go down 3-1 and win. That's just that I think they'll run out of gas. But for what I saw last night, so shout out to the head coach of the Celtics, man. He is doing a hell of a job. First year, doing it, replacing Brad Stevens. Everybody thought it was the wrong decision to make. And here he is. Tatum is a superstar. Jaylen Brown is a superstar. I'm sorry, but they are top 5 easily as far as tandems in the NBA. Why are they might be top 2. Why? Because where's Harden and Embiid? Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Where's KD and Kyrie? Oh, that's right. LeBron and AD didn't even make the freaking playoffs. Sorry, it's got to mean something to be able to take. So for me, Kevin, it is age versus experience. And right now, age is or youth. I'm saying is looking better right now because I think Stephen coming, man, they're gonna run out of gas at a certain point.
Again, can we have a close game? I know we've had some exciting games. Can we have a close game in the last minute or two? That's maybe 5-6 points. It seems like double digits every single time. That's take 2. Moving along. Take 3. All right, you made fun of the guy for the Marlins. All right, who was he? Rounding third, into the game, coming in to win it, and he face plants sliding into home. All I'm saying is that's a long way to run.
That is.
You were like, Christian said, I'm waving you, Kevin. I don't care. I want to see you huff and puff. So how tired, Ben, would you be rounding third, going home to try to score the winning run? That's all I'm going to say.
It's going exactly. Like, let me tell you something.
If you are an amateur guy running,
it's right,
and you get the windmill at third,
it's a wrap.
The only thing you should be thinking is run fast and please, dear God, don't let me fall over.
I'm going to tell you what it was. When I'm watching him around in third, you know what he's really saying? God, I wish I would have went ahead and face planted because it's over at that point. I'm done. But it's almost like he's mad at himself because he completed that round. Around the third, I'm like, God dang it. I got to do this whole thing. Then, think about what goes through his mind. Oh, my God. I'm looking at the third, but he's waving me around. I got to go. He's going. Helmet that came off. Hair's blowing in the wind. Then he says, dang it, I got to slide. It's too many, like, that's now, whoever did that slow-mo, beautiful. It was because every expression, you can see it on his face. You hear, and he's getting there.
You can see it,
but then, no. Kevin, this is what he realized, though. Number 1, I don't round third, made it. Number 2, I don't want to keep running, doing it. But then he goes, I don't slide. And Kevin, that's when it got bad because he slid and he realized, no, dude, when you slide, you got to stick your neck up and back because you're going, listen, that's all your weight going down. That ain't no slip and slide. That's that dirt. And the thing about it is, Kevin, then when he hit the ground, you saw the head. Boom. Like, oh, then he got to remember the tag. Hey, beautiful, by the way. Like, I think it was incredible. But certain things are made for small, agile people. Big guys, we do things seldomly. Not all the time, right? Like, LeBron is the exception. He plays above the rim being that big. Steph Curry don't even dunk, right? He don't even try to dunk. And he way smaller than LeBron. What happened was yesterday, Kevin, it was one of those, my worst nightmare is what? Everybody has a game. Everybody's a player. You say to yourself, what's your worst nightmare? Man, just, I want to catch the game winner, but do I want that to be the situation? Because it's sink or swim. Yesterday is, hey man, he gonna hit a line drive and he look at the third base coach and he's waving it through. And Kevin, it looked good, and then he goes, slide, get down, cut.
Oh, he got a face full of dirt too. And I know that.
Was he safe?
Oh yeah, he was safe.
Okay,
he was safe. I guess that makes you feel a little better, but I mean, you've all seen my 40, so round and third, it's uh-oh. That's all that's going through my mind is just do not fall.
Through, Christian.
Yeah, it's do not fall. We got more to cover. That's Take 3. Do it every day. It's time. It's 3 and Out. Southern Pigskin Radio Network. We had golf today, Ben. A lot of golf news out there, and it's been a wild week for the professional golf circuit, so to speak. But the LIV Tour, the LIV, the LIV Tour, the Saudi-backed tour teed off today, and you have 48 guys in there. And you talk about, I've seen all along, people will say, why are these guys playing? Why are these guys, jumping from the PGA Tour to play? And I know people say, well, who's funding the money? I get it. I'm just going to put this in perspective, right? You win the Masters, you can get about $2 million. That's one of the upper echelon, purses that are out there. All right, there are two competitions going on here in this LIV Tour. You have a team aspect of it and an individual aspect of it. If your team wins, the purse each wins $5 million. If your team wins, you get $5 million to the winner. The other 20 is divided up individually how you finish. So obviously, if you win, I think $4 million goes to the winner. So with all the teams, if you get $5 million for your team winning, there's 4 guys on a team. That's $1.25 million just for your team winning. If you win, that's another 4. So you get $5 million for playing well. One golf tournament. You can't get that anywhere on the PGA Tour. That being said, first round teed off like clockwork, Ben. PGA Tour comes out. I don't know what time they teed off this morning. I think it was like 9. At 9:01, the PGA Tour sends out a statement saying, yeah, all those guys, they're suspended. Well, if I quit, can you suspend me? And this is where it gets interesting, Ben, because a lot of them resigned their PGA Tour card. Dustin Johnson did it. A couple others, Sergio, a lot of it. Phil Mickelson did not. Where's this? Where am I going with this? Phil Mickelson, if you listened yesterday, I know they were getting grilled a lot about what the Saudis do and that kind of thing. And is there a price or is there something that would make you not play in an organization like that? And they kind of dodged. But Phil said, look, they said, would you play on the PGA Tour? He said, I've earned a lifetime exemption. Why wouldn't I? Of course I would like to play on the PGA Tour. I'd like to play in the majors. I feel like I've earned that. I'm an independent contractor, and that sets up the argument, Ben. Mm-hmm. And I was talking with our own Rich Styles about this. Says, look, the World Golf Championship is not the PGA Tour. People get invited to play on that. So if you're going to treat guys like independent contractors on the PGA Tour so they can go play in a World Golf Championship, so they can go play the U.S. Open, the British Open, they can go play on the Asia Tour, they play on the LIV Tour because they're offering huge jack, right, that you aren't offering. I think that's really what it is they're offering money that you cannot come up with at the moment. Asia Tour is not going to offer that. Yeah. So you look at it, and so I think Phil's kind of set up an interesting showdown here because the moment they teed off, boom, they're suspended. LIV comes back and go, why are you being like that? Basically saying, you're being, purposely. I'm trying to look for. Let me see if I can find the exact phrasing of that, Ben. While I find it, but yeah, it's unbelievable.
The PGA, let's call it what this really is, Kevin. The PGA was blindsided by this because they knew the PGA knew this, dude. They're gonna start throwing money at these players that we cannot. There's no way.
Well, here's the thing. If people have tried to, people have tried to compare it to like the USFL or whatever. The XFL. The XFL came in, the first time around, Vince McMahon said, XFL, we want to compete with the NFL. And the NFL laughed and said, you don't have the money, you don't have the clout to pay guys what we can pay. You don't have the prestige, right? So they weren't worried about guys wanting to go play in the NFL or the XFL. Fine, you want to go play in the XFL? Whatever. We know Tom Brady, they ain't going. Not going to the USFL. Now, and much like Major League Baseball is not worried about guys going to play in Japan and guys going to play anywhere else. You're not going to make what you can make here. Same thing in the NBA. You don't ever hear anybody leaving the NBA say, I'm going to go play in the Spanish league. I'm going to go play in the Chinese league. They just don't say that. Much like on the international stage, very rarely do you see guys say, I'm going to leave the Euro League, or whatever, the British Premier League, to go play in MLU, Major League, or MLS, Major League Soccer. Not going to do it. Now the PGA Tour had that as well. Nobody's leave us. We got the money. Now a tour comes in, albeit they got their baggage, and says, dude, we're going to guarantee you more than you've made in your entire career on the golf course. You're going to give it to me? Yeah, for you to come play. And if you win, you'll get $4 million. And if your team wins, you'll get another $1.25 million. That starts adding up real quick when you start talking about why are guys jumping. So I get $125 million, Dustin Johnson, just to be here. If I win this week, I get 5 more. And if my team wins, I get $1.25 million more. That's this week. What about 2 weeks in Portland? Same deal. So you could easily start racking up the millions very, very quickly. I think the PGA Tour doesn't like that. That guys will jump. Is there a moral aspect to it? Somewhat. But Ben, as people have said, look, if this thing continues to move forward, if I'm a middling guy, and I say middling like top 30, if I see dudes who I'm better than, right, making $5 million a weekend, making $5 million a weekend, potentially, plus what they got paid just to be on the tour. You're not going to think about that?
Oh, you're going to think about it.
So that's where I think the PGA Tour, their response was kind of interesting. And I thought the Live Golf Tour I'll read their statement is like, today's announcement by the PGA Tour is vindictive and deepens the divide between the tour and its members, kind of pitting the tour against their players, right? It's troubling that the tour, an organization dedicated to creating opportunities for golfers to play the game, is the entity blocking golfers from playing. This is certainly not the last word on this topic. The era of free agency is beginning, as we are proud to have a full field of players joining us in London and beyond. And I think a lot of people now are going, look, it's the first event. Who was there? There was some crowd there. Was it as big as a major? No, it's the first event. It's in London at a course that doesn't have a lot of prestige. Here's the thing I think most people don't understand as of yet. In 2 weeks, they're playing in the United States. They are playing in Portland, Oregon. It's not, hey, these guys are going to Saudi Arabia to play. No, that's where the money's coming from. They're playing in Portland, Oregon. And have a chance. So now you're in the PGA's backyard saying, you can make $4 million and not even have to leave the country. That's where it starts getting. I watched some of it. Again, they don't have a big TV deal.
Nope.
Don't need it when you've got hundreds of billions of dollars from which to play with. But watch a little bit of it on the streaming just to see what it was all about. Wasn't bad. A lot of golf action, actually, because everybody goes off at once. Shotgun start, for those of you who are familiar. For those who don't know, basically a group starts on every hole, and they all start at the same time. Guess what? They all finished about the same time. So you had the event start and end. Everybody started and ended same time, nice and clean, overdone. Now, the scoreboard was a little weird to get used to, but because you have a team format and an individual thing going on. But hey, after the first round, Phil Mickelson's 2 shots off the lead. I believe 3 shots off the lead. Dustin Johnson's 1 shot behind Phil. Again, you could talk about who you like and you don't like. A couple of weeks when they come to America, throw Patrick Reed, Ricky Fowler, Bryson DeChambeau's name in there, and you could have a leaderboard of familiar names duking it out on a Saturday where they're all playing at the same time, mind you, Ben, and approximately the same time, somebody could be on the green putting for $4 million. That has some intrigue. That has some intrigue.
I'm not going to say, listen, the Live Tour, you know what they know? They know, listen, perception wins. I get it with everything. You know, they say, look, we're going through a reputation crisis over here. We're going through, a branding crisis over here because we trying to get people to separate our tournaments from what we do as a country. We trying to get people to separate it. How do we do it? We pull not golfers, the best golfers. Now, they wanted Tiger. Make no mistake about it. They know he's not going to play. Listen, what people do not appreciate what Phil did, there are still people who love his golf game. Because you know what the Live tournament understands? Nothing stays the same. Same way you don't like it, it's gonna go through a cycle and it's gonna be in the back of your mind. Right now, at the front of everybody's mind, I get it. But what else do they have to get them? Like you say, Kevin, we don't got tournaments with prestige. We don't know a lot about these tournaments these people being in. We got money. And we know that these are pro golfers. We know that they play for money. But listen, when people say I play for the love of the sport, no, that's when you didn't make money. When you're making money now, you can still play for the love. And they realize, what are their career earnings? 100 mil, give him 100 mil. 50 mil, give him 70 mil. It's like, because at the end of the day, what the Live tournament said is this. If the PGA appreciates its players the way they say they do, they ain't coming over here. But we look at how much these tournaments are. I mean, the Masters, you get 2 mil. We got a tournament gonna get almost that. And it ain't nowhere near the Masters. So I get the outrage. But outrage is an emotion. Getting mad is an emotion. You can't maintain it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It ain't gonna happen.
There's some people that try.
Oh, they try. they definitely try. But once again, this comes back to the moral issues and all. I get it. But they play golf for money. I get you don't. No, it's not where the money's coming from. It's what they do to some of the citizens, right? So if you didn't want the Saudis getting involved, man, you shouldn't let them get involved in any kind of golf because most people couldn't turn down $1 million.
Stay away from the gas stations.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, I know that I'm not saying what they do is right, but I'm saying there's a lot of things that people personally disagree with, but you're intertwined in. Like, hey, do you like what China does? Go look in your cabinet. Go look in your garage. Go look at your clothes. I mean, you're intertwined. You want it to be or not.
Go look at what you wear. And like I said, right now golf is at the forefront, right? For those people who love golf, but. And listen, and people say there's going to be a stain on their resume. Cool, we all got stains on our resume.
But here's where it gets interesting, Ben. People talked about that. Say, hey, you're going to stick. What is happening next week? The U.S. Open. I believe that's a major, right? Phil's going to be there. Dustin Johnson is going to be there. Bryson is going to be there. So they're still getting to play in the majors. And that's what I think a lot of people care. So if you're talking about, oh, we'll never get to see it. You can watch them today. And they're still, again, we don't know. Maybe that policy changes. But as of now, they're in the majors.
And the thing about it is this, right? The PGA Tour, NCAA, or these entities that we thought had more power than they had. See, that's what you realize. Wait, but they can't. Yeah, PGA don't control everything. You get your card. And then when the field said, no, I got a lifetime exemption. Lifetime means what it says, right? You're going to go back. Because what Phil is saying, oh, look.
I believe this is going to head towards a lawsuit, right? Because if Phil wants to play, he can say, look, I have a lifetime exemption. Why can I go play over here?
Yep.
I can go play over here.
Yep.
I can go play on the at the British Open. I could go play on the central the I don't know if it's called like the Latin Tour or whatever. I can go play over there if I wanted to, but you're not going to let me play here. What's the difference, right? I think I would be making a distinction. What's the difference between them and every other tournament I play in that you don't control, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference? I'm an independent contractor. Am I an independent contractor or am I an employee? Because if I'm an employee, I'm going to ask for what? A guarantee, right? Hey, if I'm an employee of the PGA Tour, guarantee me 10 grand for showing up to play in the Phoenix Open.
Yep.
And don't think, I'm saying, don't think if the Justin Thomases and the Brooks Koepkas and guys who are still on tour aren't looking at this and go, wait a minute, PGA Tour, I'm Brooks Koepka. I'm the number 2 ranked golfer in the world. What have you? Yeah, I'll try to make the cut and I want to win my money. And, if I place, first, I want the first place prize. But how about guaranteeing me 20 grand for showing up? What's the PGA Tour going to say? Like, dude, they're giving them $125 million. I want 20 grand. Pay my caddy. We get my expenses paid. I get a little extra and take the pressure off. Now I can just go play golf and see where I finish.
You got a problem
do you know that's coming? That means you just know that's coming.
As well as shit.
Not for everybody, but the top guys.
And think about this.
You don't think the top 4 or 5 guys in the world golf rank?
If it ain't already been, what golf had on their hands was this. When they start saying to themselves, dude, you want us to just do this just cause. You want us to just stick with y'all just cause. Well, you know what they also said about the PGA? Everybody didn't agree with what happened with Phil now. Like, Phil did it to himself. We get it.
Sure.
But if you go through every single golfer, you're going to get, yeah, man. But because what happens is, Kevin, try to get a 100% vote on your side with anything.
You can't do it.
That ain't finna happen in the house.
Yeah.
So I just think that what the Live tournament said is this. Listen, if they don't need the money, they ain't coming. Right? But we looked at what is it going to take to get y'all money? Because y'all are pro golfers.
And most, quote, startup leagues do not have the ability to do that.
No, and listen,
and that's where this is different.
And the whole thing about this, we go, what is it going to take? They throwing out money. no matter, listen, somebody said, well, he only got 10 million. Well, that's his career earnings. Oh, so if you got 100, you either was number 1 in the world, number 2 in the world, won the face of golf, or that was your career earnings. But either way, what guys have to play to win the FedEx Cup, with this, you just giving me this? Oh, don't worry about your caddy. We're going to take care of them too. And I can still win the tournament? Yeah. I can win it team-wise and individual-wise.
And from what I understand, I heard him talking about it on the broadcast today, that there's still the deals with the caddies. The only difference is, hey, we're going to go play in London. I got you, or they got you. They're going to fly you over. They're going to take care of your lodging, take care of your meals, and get you there. And then if I win, or if wherever we finish, I'm going to get something, right? Because everybody makes the cut. So I'm going to get something. It's a guaranteed payday for your caddy, right? Hey, I'm getting my meal, my travel, everything taken care of while we're there. My guy is definitely going to make the cut because nobody gets cut, and I still get a percentage of what he wins. That's a win for me too. So I think the PGA Tour is going to have some issues they got to sort out moving forward, because again, whether you agree with who they're getting the money from, the fact is they're getting the money.
Yep.
And in 2 weeks, they're going to be playing in the United States in Portland. Now, if they get booed all up and down the golf course the whole time they're out there, okay, maybe there's enough public pressure that it doesn't last very long. But I'm telling you, the Saudis, much differently than another league, Ben, because I see people out there going, oh, this thing's not going to last. You can't. They do not care if they make money. Why? Because people all over the world are going to the gas station and squeezing that pump. They don't care, right? Hey, we don't have any sponsors yet. Don't have any sponsors yet. If this gets enough traction, they will have some. You can almost imagine. You may not know who it is. Might be an international company, but
it might be a company that they got outbid before they get a chance to be one.
But literally, you look at the tour that they've started, 8 events. They do not care if there's a sponsor or if they make money. They want people talking about it. They want people to pay attention to it. They want people to go and have it gain traction amongst other golfers and grow it into something big. And you say, what do you mean they don't care if they make money? The people who are backing this thing have almost $400 billion. $400 billion. Let me say that again. $400 billion. I gave Phil 200. That's like handing out $100.
Yep.
Here you go, Phil. They don't need to make a profit. XFL, they need to make a profit. USFL, they need to make a profit. You want to start a NBA G League and compete with the NBA, you need to make a profit.
Yes.
They don't need to.
No.
And I think that's the difference.
They want publicity. They want traction. They want their tournaments to be respected. They
again, you can't not acknowledge this. They want some political washing of having their name on it. Hey,
of course.
We want to kind of
course,
wash some of the stuff that we've had going on over there.
Listen,
and that's why people have a problem with guys playing in it.
People who are rich want the money. People who are wealthy want the reputation. They want their reputation to be top notch because they already got the money. Like you said, Kevin, I mean, 400 billion, 400 and counting. Like that's not, it's still going up, especially with gas prices now. So I just think that, like I said, it's a lot that goes into this, but the PGA got a problem on his hands because right now the Brooke Kepler's up to, or the guys that didn't go, that didn't take the money saying,
oh, they're staying with you now, but I guarantee you, at least a few of them are saying, wait a minute. Like, we just went out here and played. I missed a cut. I got paid 0.
Let me tell you something.
Phil shot 18 over and he still got, $100,000 for finishing dead last, and they guaranteed him $200 million. What am I doing? I do think there's going to be some of that at some point. Like you just say, is career altering money. I mean, we say, oh, well, Phil's won a lot. Dustin Johnson's won a lot. They have. Dustin Johnson got guaranteed more money than he's ever won in his whole career.
And look, for those of you that don't like it, that's cool. But when you talk about love, you love your people. When it comes to love in sports, it is not.
Look, I get why people don't want them to do it.
I understand.
Because it's coming from a place of people that have, done very bad things.
Oh yeah, atrocity.
I'm not trying to gloss over that.
We have to say this every day too. I know it sounds like, oh, being a Kevin, y'all just, no.
I'm simply trying to
both sides.
I'm just simply trying to frame the argument that if you go to your job today and you say, what do I make every year? I make say you have a real good job, make $100,000. I make $100,000 Over the course of a decade, I'll make $1 million if Kevin knows how to add. So over the course of a decade, I'll make $1 million. Somebody comes to you and says, hey, if you stay with this job, you're going to make $1 million over the next decade. Congratulations. Here, I want you to come work for me. I'm going to pay you $100,000. Here's $1 million just for showing up. You're not going to say, let me go talk to the wife real quick.
Exactly.
I mean, you're at least going to have a conversation about it if you don't. So, I mean, I think that's where the PGA Tour is at right now. And this is going to be interesting to watch this thing play out. We've got more to come. It's 3 and Out, Southern Pigskin Radio Network. Good to have you back here, 3 and Out. Kevin Thomas, Ben Troop, glad you're making us a partner every day. We ran way over there talking about the Live Tour and golf. Maybe one of the longest segments we've done on this show talking about golf. But there's certainly got a lot of folks talking about it where the PGA Tour comes out and suspends guys. Like the instant the first tee shot goes off, here's our statement. And the Live Tour fires back with a prepared statement also as well. But we'll get caught up on a number of things, Ben, as we go through the show. Obviously, on the Falcons, we talked with D. Orlando Ledbetter, Felipe Franks. Look, I saw folks talking about the offense like, oh, he's going to play tight end, but he's going to play quarterback as well. Like I'm still trying to grapple with what the heck they're doing with Felipe. Either let him be the emergency quarterback, or, I mean, let's be real. He got a long way to go to play tight end. And they said as much, did the Atlanta Falcons, but like, come on, you, what are you doing? Is all I got to say. I mean, why are you even trying this? He's not going to make the team as a tight end, Ben. What are you doing?
I think sometimes when it comes to certain players, like a guy like Felipe Franks, maybe they're giving him the best opportunity. Maybe, he's a very, very personable guy, very, very professional guy that's, going through the ring as far as like being an undrafted rookie, trying to leave a place like the University of Florida, go to Arkansas, try to salvage his career. Still didn't get drafted. Still is very, very athletic. Has tight end size. I mean, 6'5", 6'6", almost 240, 245. But the problem is size ain't enough when you're talking about a position you've never done. You threw to Kyle Pitts, who's a starting tight end there. Playing a position is something you've done your whole life. So when in doubt, I just convert back to what I've always done. And I think what happens is, Kevin, I can't convert back to something I've never done. It's a thinking man's game. The thing about what makes the National Football League unique is I put it all together. All my training, watching tape, lifting weights, concept of plays, working on my game, and when they snap the ball, I put it all together. Well, what if I've never done what I'm doing? Maybe, if I'm on the right and the run game is to the right, do I remember to step with my right? Or if I'm on the right side and run away from it, do I step with my left? Okay, Ben, well, what if it's an inside zone? I can step with either foot. Well, what about when I'm trying to be able to get open on a guy that's got outside leverage? I'm trying to get inside. We got inside leverage. I'm trying to get outside. I got to convert that go route to an in route. They go from cover 2 to cover 1. That's all the stuff, and that's just a couple of plays. The thing about Felipe, what makes it stacked against him is just say he starts showing promise. Training camp's over. He's still not going to make it. He's going to get exposed in the preseason because there is a certain level of physicality that goes with a guy. He's going from never getting hit to hitting every day. Quarterbacks don't get hit. So
why are you doing that to a guy and making him go into the quarterback meetings and all that kind of stuff? Like, what? I mean, I just don't understand.
Because he doesn't have the leverage or the influence or the prestige to say no. He's going into his second year. I mean, what else is he going to do? I
get it, but I mean, I'm talking about from a coaching and a Falcons standpoint. Why are you doing it?
I think the Falcons understand that they don't have a lot of depth. We got a guy that very, very versatile that in their mind can handle both. I don't know. I mean, if you can't make it on the team with a position you played with your whole life, it's going to be hard to play a position that you've never played in your life. It's going to be hard to do it. And look at how many tight ends you already. There are tight ends who've always played tight end who won't make it. Think about that.
I know, yeah.
So for Felipe, he's going to have to go out there, Kevin, and be a professional about it. Be a good teammate about it. And who knows, it's not going to be. Look, like I said, the quarterback position is the hardest position to play in football with everything that you got to do. Tight end position ain't far. I mean, it ain't far away.
Yeah. Good luck, Felipe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 3 and Out. It's on the Big Skin Radio Network. Ben Hall, former roommate of Ben Troop and artisan of the pastry.
Oh, you know
Ben
what
Hall.
it is. You know what it is. And you know what's funny about B Hall, man? That,
We're expecting that box of
Big
delicacies
Ben's
any day
man.
now.
We gonna have to make that thing happen down here in coastal Georgia. Go in there and taste test that bad boy. Now,
Good to have you back. 3 and Out final hour on this Thursday. We got the Braves and the Pirates coming up later tonight, Ben. Braves on a 7-game win streak. Hopefully that continues tonight. Really playing well. We'll get to more of that coming up in just a little bit. But Ben, it's been about a year since NIL got introduced, and it seems to me like we finally got to one that really, I think, makes a whole lot of sense. And I'm surprised like it wasn't done a long time ago. But Topps, apparently, if you're familiar with them, has put out a statement that, hey, we're going to do trading cards. You know, much like baseball cards and football cards for the NFL, they're going to do trading cards with college athletes and allow college athletes to have cards. And they can sign them and put them out there on the market. Obviously, once it leaves their hands, they won't make that much money from it. There'll be a secondary market. But I think there's something that collectors will have. They'll have some value, right? They'll have some value. Hey, I'm Stetson Bennett. You can get one of my cards, $10 or whatever it's going to be. Stetson Bennett got an NIL deal with Topps. Jalen Carter going to have one. Nolan Smith going to have one. Keely Ringo going to have one. They're the University of Georgia. And to me, Ben, in my simplistic brain, when I heard name, image, likeness, this is kind of what I thought about. One of the most basic things was like, hey, this is literally my name, my image, and my likeness on a card that I can sell, sign, whatever. And for the top guys on teams in college football towns, I think for certain guys that have national rep, that makes a whole lot of sense for guys to be able to do that, Ben. And Topps coming out and say they had got deals with 100 different universities and something like 200 different players.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett and Bryce Young being some headliners. Yes.
Yeah, and so I know that was one of the things when it came out. You were like, man, cards is like the easiest thing for somebody to do.
It is.
Sell my card, sell a signature on it, keep the value. Now the question is, if you're a top guy, this is where you learn, economics. You don't be going out and handing out 10,000 of these things, right? If you're Bryce Young, you're like, hey, Topps gave me a whole bunch of cards. How many am I giving away? No, you give away like half. That way you keep the supply low and the price you get charged for them up.
Yeah.
Because they're just not coming out. But yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes because, again, we've seen players do a number of things. Could Topps pay these guys for card? We've seen them incorporate them in baseball cards, game-worn jerseys. Hey, this is a game-worn jersey that Bryce Young wore against Tennessee. Yeah. Here's a little swatch of it. Who knows where it came from, but here's a little swatch of the game-worn jersey. Now the price of the card is $50. But that to me is like the purest form of NIL right there.
It's getting back to, like, we've gotten so far away from what we, like Kevin, we grew up in this, trading cards was huge.
Right.
Like, guys used to sit there and go back and forth, I give you this for that. I give you this for this. Now, hold on now. I mean, and I think what happens is, it's like, at the end of the day, you want to make your money, right? But you want to be able to make sure your brand is as, it's as wide as you can get it. You want as many people. So how does one do that? Trading cards. I don't know how many trading cards. I don't know how many cards I signed before I got drafted, but I know it was a lot. It was in the thousands, hundreds of thousands. It was a lot. And I think about that right now. If somebody goes, hey, I want to be able to say, man, what was your brand worth? Well, if somebody got on your clothing, we wear different clothing all the time. If you got a shoe, right? Unless it's just with a certain brand. If you got a cleat, how do I do it? Cards. Why? I can say, hey, I want a trading card deal. How many cards you want in your trading card deal? 1 million. Why? And I want to be able to touch that many people. But this is how you really get into it, Kevin. But I don't want a regular size card. Why? I want mine to be a little bigger. Like, right. Because I think the thing is this could be the return of trading card companies because they went away.
They're coming back, though. Yeah, they're coming back.
So I just think that it makes the most sense because think about this.
I mean, I'm just saying, to me, this is like the most common sense NIL deal where it's literally your name, your image, and it can be Stetson Bennett. I think, wearing, UGA and all that kind of stuff in the deal with the school.
Why not?
So it's like you have that. And, to me, it's a simple thing. But we jump straight into Bentleys and, Bugattis and all that. And we're going, whoa. How did we go from we just want to make some money to, you're getting Bentleys and Bugattis and, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not faulting those guys. I'm just saying, like, to me, this is one where a lot of people could benefit off something very basic. in a space that allows them to make a little money. Yeah.
It goes as far as this way, though. It's almost like this, right? Why are bobbleheads so significant? Why? They're timeless. You put them on your and they're timeless because you know. Then you talk about if it was a whole string of, hey man, I signed with a certain bottling company and they gave me so many vending machines with my face, but that's forever. But I can put it as I'm just trying. I think the thing is what lasts past the moment. That's branding. Branding is when the moment is over, do we still remember you? Well, how are we gonna do that? Oh man, he got a sandwich and everybody don't eat there. Oh, you get him a card and somebody goes, hey, you could potentially be giving your card to a future NIL athlete. And they're like, yeah, I remember when Stetson Bennett or Bryce Young or player X or player Y gave me this. It's the easiest way to do it. And this is gonna be built in. Hey, anybody that signs a deal with y'all, I want one of their cards. Tell them I'm gonna get one of theirs. It's just built in. How do I say it? Every time somebody asks me what draft I was in, you know what I say? 2004 draft. Who was in that draft? I went to the rookie premiere. I got a shirt. Every last rookie that was at that premiere is on that shirt. Kevin, you know who sponsored that? Topps. That's who did it. Why? Because what were we doing out there? Trading cards. That was my first trading card company. When I asked the average rookie in the league, hey man, that trading card stuff is crazy. You know what they said? What trading card stuff? I'm telling you, Kevin, it's such a rarity. People say they signed 200 athletes. That's
a
far
drop
as
in the
how many
bucket.
athletes it is. So while you got a chance to have something, a brand to have, I'm trying to get this thing to listen. I'm saying stuff like, hey man, the whole school district that I get, the whole school district that I'm in, give me every last one of them one. Why? Because man, that's branded for me. We can have Stetson Bennett Day. I walk out there, all of them holding up. I'm just, I just think that we overthink this thing. The simplest things go the longest way. And you're right, Kevin. This is a chance to say, hey man, I'm sorry, but we know you based off where you play in the part of the country you're in, not the conference all the time. Where you play in the conference you in. If Stetson Bennett did not play for Georgia, will we know him? No, because he wouldn't have won the national championship. That stuff. And Bryce Young didn't win the Heisman, right? That stuff matters. And why you got that leverage? It's name and image leverage because you want to use it when you got it. Because Kevin, you know, just like I know, you will become a finger snapper. For those you know, when people start saying, "What's so and so's name?" They snapping their fingers. That's most of us.
And we do that on the show a lot.
Yeah, exactly. What is this name? So I just think that the trading card thing is brilliant because it's it's something that needs to come back. It's a timeless tradition. I go, hey, you know what they put sports players on? What? Cards. You go to the ballpark, they go to baseball card, they go to football card. What they got now? T-shirts, hats, and that stuff is fine. Card is so I say, hey, yeah, man. And listen, and I would say, look, get as rambunctious as you possibly can. Man, I got cards. I remember the fat head. Remember when everybody went crazy with that stuff? I said, man, I got Shaq size card. That's how big my cards are. Why? We ship them to the people that arrive to your door. Hey man, you put it up. I'm just saying, man, get smart with it. Because hopefully, I'm waiting on the NIL for the former players. I don't need a dime, but I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. If they allow that to happen. They probably want us too many of us.
Yeah.
Cancel each other out.
But yeah, I saw that today and I was like, now this is one. Why did it take so long for this one to come out? Right? We've heard about so many outrageous deals and what seemed like pay for play deals where it was like, yeah, there's not really anything attached to it. We're just kind of giving you money to make sure you're good. And, you know, Miami's booster coming out and saying, hey, we're here to make sure guys don't leave. This is one that actually makes sense, I think, for a lot of folks. And I think we'll actually have a nice little market. You know, you play well, you become a name regionally at your school, college football. There's a market for all kind of stuff. A Stetson Bennett national champion card has value.
Yeah.
That has something you can do. So
I mean, mind you, my family members, mind you, my stuff ain't worth.
How much is the Ben Troop card going for these days? I'm asking.
I've seen one that goes as high as $25. And I'm thinking to myself, and
you know, is it a rookie card?
I can't remember what card it is. It might be, but I think it'd be those limited edition ones. It's like one of 25. But it's the crazy part, Kevin. You go on some of these sites, they're selling your stuff. Even if it's going for $1, somebody is willing.
By the way, the best comeback for Ben when I asked that jerk question is, and where's your card? And how much is your card going for?
Kevin, hold on, Kevin, think about this. All right, Kevin, you've been in sports media a lot longer than I have. Could sports media personalities have cards? Yeah, sure. And guess what? Kevin, the only reason why you don't want one is because they don't do them. Because if they were doing them, you'd be like this. All right, man, congratulations. What the hell? With my car, I'm telling you, and all it takes is one. Because in a sense, we as the
If I had a
consumer
card,
decide.
if I had a card, the fad of putting it into bike spokes would come back, and my face would be the most popular one. And they're just right through the wheel spokes.
Listen, and Kevin, but look, I'm just telling y'all, it's humbling because the thing about a brand is it's your brand amongst millions of brands.
Sure.
So while your brand has a way to stand out, you might want to use it because you are the current crop. Because once your time moves on and you played there.
I don't know. I mean, like Stetson, I think's got some burn.
Well, Stetson's a little bit different. He won that championship.
I mean, Buck Bellew, like everybody knows Buck, and that happened in the 80s.
That's right.
Or not, it happened in 1980.
Buck and Stetson.
It's a quarterback club of two.
I mean,
look.
Check this out. What did Buck go? Do I get to be on a car with him? No. It could happen though.
They should. Why not? Hey,
I mean, when it comes to car, if you got a car coming, man, get as creative as you want to get.
connecting the generations. Buck and Stetson, two quarterbacks.
Do you have a limited edition 2021 University of Georgia National Championship car that has all the players on the all scramble? You know how they put them all in front of each other?
Right.
I'm just saying. Do you have a 2021 Heisman Trophy card with Bryce Young? I'm telling you. Oh, here's one.
Don't give away all your secrets for free now.
I'm just saying, man. I don't want to. And if I see one, I'm be like, I saw y'all take. I know y'all been listening to 3 and Out. It's cool though, but I'm gonna need some of that cheese.
Yeah, go ahead and break me off 5%, and we'll be good. We got more to come. It is 3 and Out. Hit us up on Twitter at Pigskin Radio. We are streaming live as well, ESPNCoastal.com, and on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I always encourage you to go to ESPN Coastal's YouTube page for ESPN Coastal, and you can watch us live if you miss Second Down. Catch Second Down there. Catch us broadcasted live there. Get the replay of the show on our YouTube channel, ESPN Coastal. We're coming back with more 3 and Out on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network. It is 3 and out, 912-342-7184. Your number to join us here on the show. You can also hit us up on Twitter at Pigskin Radio. We are streaming live as well, ESPNCoastal.com, and live video streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So wherever you may be, if you want to catch us on your phone, ESPNCoastal.com, the ESPN app, or you can see Ben's smiling face and my smiling face. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. NBA Finals going on. Last night, the Celtics win by 16. Ben, our good friend AC, hopping on the show with us again here. Apparently has some takes on the NBA Finals. AC, welcome. How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic. Well, getting into a phone feud in a different station this morning, and I enjoyed it. How you guys doing? Good afternoon.
Hey, we're doing good. Just don't get in a feud with us. We're good.
No, I just went at it with a caller, and I had to. As soon as I hang up, I'll go to Mr. Paul Feinbaum show, yes, sir, and I'm going to rile someone up. Let's talk about the NBA Finals. Celtics, I don't know if I told you guys, but Celtics, they're going to win this series in 7 games. They're playing bully ball. Let me repeat that again. Bully ball. That's the only. I told a buddy of mine, if anyone wants to match up against those Golden State, that's Boston Celtics. That defense, man, that's going to stifle Golden State. I'm telling you. I know the Vegas, I guess they have Golden State the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure they're motivated by that. And Jason Tatum, I just saw on my ESPN app, he gets himself hyped up by watching Kobe Bryant's highlight videos. Oh, my Lord, Steph Curry. If I were you, I'll probably watch Michael Jordan's videos to get yourself hyped up, because that looks dangerous, my man. Because I'm telling you, this Boston Celtics, they're bad man. And most likely they're going to tie with the Los Angeles Lakers with championship. Am I correct or am I wrong?
I think you are correct. If they do win, they're going to tie with them. I think, AC, the thing I talked about too when you talk about this entire series, it is experience versus youth. You talk about Tatum, you talk about Smart, you talk about Brown versus, Thompson and Draymond and obviously Steph Curry. Look, Al Horford might be one of the key components when you talk about winning this series. A guy that's been in the league for a long time. But I do agree, if you win with the Celtics, you are iconic, and if you win with Golden State, congratulations. I just think that if Golden State can't get Game 4, it is a wrap. Mr. Tatum, Mr. Brown, Mr. Smart, welcome to the big time.
If you're Steph, you watch Steph videos to get hyped up. He said MJ. No, you watch Steph videos.
No, you watch AI videos. Just go out there, even though because AI didn't dunk. Right? AI won MVP of the league. I think AI just celebrated a birthday 2 days ago. I think at one point Steph tried to put the braids in his hair like early in the season. That didn't work out. But no, but at the end of the day, Steph, I ain't never seen a person get a shot like that. But AC, at the end of the day, I do not ever want to root for the Celtics. I just don't. I didn't grow up rooting for the Celtics. I was an anti-Celtic, anti-Lakers because, my part of the country.
Right.
But we will see what happens. I just appreciate a good series. If the Celtics can get it done, hey man, these boys have got iconic status, and they 23, 24 years old.
You're one more win away from the belief status of, hey, I've got 3, only need 1 more. I know people, you and I went back and forth about, hey, you kind of hang out, wait, if it's out of control, you just say, hey, we'll live to play another day. Well, now you're getting to that point where if the Celtics win another one, it's 3-1. If I'm Boston, I'm going, hey, we might actually do this thing. And it becomes a whole nother ball game at that point, and you really put the onus on Golden State. Look, is Golden State's time here? Are they old? Are they getting slow? Ben, I heard a lot of people say, hey, Golden State. People look at it and go, they got Steph, they got Draymond, they got Clay. But are they getting to that old status where, as you said, Father Time catches up with everybody except LeBron and Tom Brady?
Yes.
Could it be?
Yes.
Just because you say you're old, you're still be good enough to make the finals.
Yes.
And win it. But can you push yourself as deep and as hard as you once would, especially when you're going up against the likes of Boston? Will be interesting. We've had a come-from-behind big victory by Boston, a blowout by the Golden State Warriors, and then last night, Boston wins by, 16? So kind of seems like it's been going back and forth. If Golden State takes another one, you're right back where you started.
Listen, Steph Curry is 10 years older than Tatum. So that means, like, for those of you, when Steph Curry was in college, when Steph Curry was in college, Tatum was in what?
Fourth grade,
fifth grade, elementary school. That's how big the gaps are. Like, and the thing is, right, look, Old means, hey man, I'm starting to become one of them OGs, right? Tatum went to Steph Curry's camp. Steph Curry went to LeBron's camp, right? I grew up watching these dudes. That's how young it is. I got to show you how quick time flies, right? Frank Gore Jr. is in college. His daddy just retired. Time goes by fast, Kevin. Look, Kevin, when we were in our 20s, you know what's crazy? You could fall any kind of way. You could jump off one-story buildings, boom, and nothing. Try to jump down a flight of stairs. What happened to
two stairs.
Well, here it is. This is what my dad told me. Here goes the John Trubism. Getting older is inevitable, right? Getting old is a choice. But getting off the ground, whoa, as you get older, take a little longer. Making all this noise. Steph Curry don't got fresh legs. That's a lot of basketball. Clay, already coming off 2 injuries. That's a lot of basketball. Draymond, know what it's like to not be able to carry the team with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson ain't there. Marcus Smart is the first guard to win the coveted Defensive Player of the Year award since Gary Payton. Al Horford is never going to stop playing basketball like LeBron. Tatum, 24. I think Jaylen Brown is like 25, 26. These boys are young. Like, it used to be coming to the league was around about 23, 24. Guys coming to the league 20, 21. By the time they're 24, that's a bunch of. So I just think that right now, Kevin, everybody got one good fight left in them. But guess what? No one says you're gonna win that fight. You gave it to him. But when he hit you with that pap, that was a wrap. And I think the thing is, Kevin, is one team uses ice to put in a drink to make it cold. The other team uses ice to put on their limbs because they struggling. Love Draymond, love Andre Iguodala, love Andrew Wiggins, love Steph, love Clay, love Steve Kerr, love what they doing out there. But Kevin, the game doesn't pass you by, the players do. It ain't the game, because you can still play the game. But can you still elevate? Man, I almost, man, ain't nothing worse than, man, I remember back in the day, look, bro, listen, at the end of the day, man, I just think that what we're watching is the passing of the guard. It still got a lot of series left, but
that's why when you look at Jordan and what he did when he got to the finals, it was 6 for 6. Why it's so hard, because you're going and making out in 2 3-peats, right?
Yes.
So you're going through, and I think that catches up with everybody. I think that's what's so amazing about LeBron is you start looking at the Kobes and the Shaqs, Ben, especially with the playoff eras that they played in, and you say, how many years did Shaq play basketball? And you will go, well, Shaq played, and Shaq fans don't hate me. I'm throwing this off the top of my head. I played 15 years, right? If I'm Shaq, I played 15 years. Then you go look at the postseason, and you say, that guy played like another 80 games in the postseason. So he really played a 16th year. Well, and I think when you start seeing the guys like Steph and Clay, and that's what's amazing about LeBron, where it's like LeBron was making it to the finals every year, and it's like you are playing over the course of time, potentially 2 extra seasons, because, again, if you play 3 best of 7s, Ben, and they all go 7, that's a third of a season.
Yep. Not
right? Excuse me. It's a quarter.
Not to count.
Quarter of a season, but still.
Not to count Olympics.
Sure. And again, I'm not saying that to go, well, it's him. But Father Time, as you said, catches up with him. It's like, it is hard to get there and just keep playing with him.
When I was in college, I had to deal with injuries a little bit, but it wasn't as bad. You get to the National Football League and you understand the grind that's on your body. Like lifting weights, right? It builds fat. It builds muscle. It builds.
Dang, I must be the best weightlifter ever.
It builds muscle. It tears down fat, but it's also making your limbs like tight, like you're like a fine-tuned machine. Then you're running all the time, stopping and starting, and ankles. At a certain point, ankles, knees. If you don't play a sport, they just get bad on you, right? And you think about Steph. Steph doesn't play above the rim. Why? Because he can't. But he's the greatest shooter we ever seen.
Right.
Think about how much explosion LeBron. Kevin, I'm gonna show you this. They got this LeBron James appreciation handle on Twitter. LeBron used to just live above. His head used to be so. And the fact that he's doing it in year 20. So I just think that there are certain guys that they get to play a lot longer. They get to do it much better. And for those people talking about, oh man, Aaron Donald's finna retire. He's only been in the NFL like 9 years. But look at where he plays. Look at how much weight he gives up every single play. Look at how much energy he has to exert every single play. So Steph, Clay, Draymond, Andre Iguodala, Andrew Wiggins. Hey man, they still in it. But Kevin, you know just like I know, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be faster than most people, average people. Yeah, I can outrun them. But guess what? When I have to go, when that hamstring lock up, that's it. Because my body's going, what is you doing? That ain't what we do. So, Steph, it's like this, Kevin, when they get hurt now, it's a little tweak. Yeah, he'll miss about 10 games. For a tweak? Yeah. It ain't respond. Bodies respond quicker. Back last time you drank milk, you was in grade school. Ain't nobody drinking milk like that. So, no, I mean, I got to drink some more milk. Boy, them bones, listen. Them bones ain't getting stronger as you get on. They getting stiffer. That's all it is.
We've got more to get to here on 3 and Out, counting you down towards Braves and Pirates coming up later tonight. It is 3 and Out on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network. It's all the unicorns running around in Jacksonville. They're coming in the air tonight. Trayvon Walker, hey, he's a unicorn out there. And Travis Etienne has got so much speed the world has never seen.
Beast, creatures.
And Ben, I know, again,
Unicorns.
it's preseason. We talked to D. Orlando Ledbetter about the Falcons, and you hear things, and it's like, why can't coaches just say what they mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to come out there, and you're going to call your number one pick a unicorn. Why? Hey, he's the number one pick. You obviously think he's good.
Because
Why can't you just come and say, hey,
he
he's a rookie, he's playing well.
Uh-huh.
Like, not, dude is a, because when I hear unicorn, that makes me think you have a 10 plus sack guy for the next decade on your hands. And that's a lot to live up to when you've not even played a preseason game. Again, this is kind of my joke with the beasts and goats, Ben. There's so, like, GOAT stands for what? Greatest of all time. There's so many goats. I always call it the sports petting zoo, because there's so many freaking goats walking around that, and beasts that you want to talk about great ideas? That's what I need to open. I need to open the beast and goat petting zoo and charge people for it, because there are so many walking around. Now we're on to unicorn. So maybe we'll have a unicorn enclosure for all of the unicorns that are running around sports. Now, I guess that's the next new catchphrase. But can we just let guys play first, right? We know he's good. You drafted him number 1 overall. Don't come with the hyperbole right out of the gate. That's why we're talking about, I see Russell Wilson and Desmond Ridder. Stop. Let the man throw a pass first in the National Football League before we start saying who we see. Oh, man, giving me those 2006 Russ vibe. But no, stop.
You want to know what's crazy?
But again, Travis Etienne hurt in the preseason, and it's been all about speed. What does speed have to do with getting through the line? What does speed? I mean, it can help, obviously. But Jacksonville's got, they got battles going on at right tackle. They got situations they need to handle on their offense. Everybody has been told me during the break, Ben, you dialed me in on this great revelation. I will share it for folks at home that don't know.
Come on.
Everybody in the NFL is fast.
Come on.
Like,
everybody
and
in
it's
the NFL can hurt you too. But this is crazy. Let's talk about what a beast is real quick, because I don't think we really break it down, right? Okay.
That's just, that kind of stuff drives me nuts.
Travon Walker was born in 2000. I got to show you a reference. Talk about double-digit sacks. You know who has the rookie sack record? The rookie sack record. That would be one Javon Curse from the University of Florida. His nickname is the Freak. That is his nickname. Not somebody his nickname is the Freak. Why is he a freak, you ask? He could take a ruler and stick it in between a ruler. He could turn it sideways, stick it in between his finger and his thumb. And that's how big his hands are. Right? His rookie sack record is 14 and a half. He did that in 1999. Guess what else he helped do in 99? The Titans went to the Super Bowl his rookie year. All I'm telling y'all is, when we get to talking about freaks, I'm going to tell you who a freak is. Julius Peppers was a freak. I'm talking about D. Lyman.
Right?
Warren Sapp was a freak. Reggie White was a freak. Right? And I just think that sometimes, Kevin, we don't understand. That's what you're trying to live up to. Right? That's what you're trying to live up to. So Bruce Smith has he's the all-time leading sack leader. Virginia Tech, beast. The first LT, Lawrence Taylor, beast. These are beasts we talk, affected the game. Lawrence Taylor literally invented a position. He's the reason why left tackles get paid what they get paid. He's the reason why. So when we talk about what you up against, Micah Parsons is a beast, ladies and gentlemen. Somewhere our own PJ Zuko is validating that. He won the rookie sack record.
Right.
Still hasn't been broken, right? Still hasn't been broken. Now, with the wide open passing game, because 10 sacks means you're elite. 10 sacks in the National Football League is elite. Because I just told you, Kevin, out of 64 eligible, 64 starters, 2 defensive ends per team, 17 of them had 10 sacks or more. 17. And then it started going 9, 8, 1, 2. It's hard to do. So, Mr. Walker, please stand up. Listen, it used to be beast, and it's goats. Now we got unicorn. So it's fine if you're a unicorn. Because say what you want about Kyle Pitts.
I mean,
he had the greatest season of a rookie tight end in NFL history, right? But he knows this. How many touchdowns?
Yeah,
So-
I just get where I get concerned when you have coaches. And again, Jacksonville, I know you're trying to get your team hyped up, but when the defensive coordinator goes out, hey, with his size and speed, he's a unicorn. I'm sorry, there's dudes that are big and fast all over the National Football League. You know who's a unicorn? Guys who can make the plays.
Come on.
Unicorns are Aaron Donald. He's big, he's fast, he makes plays. Don't tell me he's a unicorn and he's played 0 snaps
Well,
in the league.
here, somebody go.
I mean-
hey, now could you be a unicorn for a season? Yep, Cooper Kupp did. Cooper Kupp was NFL.
Because, I mean, in some respects, you're putting a target on his back, too, because
Well,
you're going to
yeah,
go up there
but-
against left and right tackles like, oh, they think this guy's the truth.
But that's what it is, Kevin. Hold on, Kevin. You don't think pitchers want to strike out Ronald Acuna?
Of
And
course.
Mike Trout and Bryce Harper. To me, that's what makes it what it is. It's like this. Look,
Of course, but Ronald Acuna might actually be a unicorn-type player.
he's a gargoyle.
No, I'm not saying that, but
He might be.
But look, that's what I'm saying. When people are like, you know, you have weirdos on Twitter saying Michael Harris, he might be better than Acuna. Stop.
They can have themselves.
A strong arm, yes. Speed. You don't hit for power. It's like Ronald Acuna. There might be 4 players in Major League Baseball right now that can do what he does. That's it.
Here it is.
So that's what you're talking about.
Here it is. Here it is.
I'm not buying that Trayvon Walker right now is going to be just.
Here it is. You're in New York. You want to go see a Yankees game, right?
Sure.
You just happen to be standing. You know, just say you got a little money, so you get nice. See, they let you walk around the facility a little bit before the game starts. You're looking down on your phone. All of a sudden, sorry, and you look up, and you look up, and you look up, and you look up, and it's Aaron Judge. You go, what?
Now that's another unicorn. You don't see dudes that big.
And this is the thing though. Kevin, he goes, my bad. You go, it's all good, Mr. Judge. And they say, you know, wham, 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 wham. It's like this. Aaron Judge don't got to do nothing but hit home runs. That's it. And that's what he does, right? That's what he does.
Yeah, 6'7", 280. You don't see guys like that
Listen,
playing Major League Baseball too.
Jonathan Ogden. First ballot Hall of Fame, Jonathan Ogden. The first overall pick in Ravens history because they didn't even exist till he got there. I was with the Raiders. I wasn't playing. We in Baltimore. I'm on the sideline. They're about to show him, they're about to show retire his number or something. And I was looking this way, and then he stood next to me, and I was looking at his chest. But that's how tall. He about 6'10". I go, how you doing, Mr. John? He like, all right, young man. How you doing? I'm doing all right, sir. You know, he's a beast, right? He is. Orlando Pace is a beast, right? We need to. Calvin Johnson is a beast. And how do we know? He looks and plays the same. That dude right there got man, when Calvin Johnson wear the 81, you know why I ain't wear visors? Calvin Johnson did. Not doing it. LaDainian Thompson wore a visor. I'm just saying, Kevin.
Yeah. By the
listen,
way,
now
I
we
thought
got
you were
uniforms.
kidding about Jonathan Ogden being just that big. I just looked it up. He really is 6'9".
6'9", 6'10". I was like,
6'9", 345.
beast. Beast. So all I'm saying.
Did you look at him and say, I'm glad I play offense?
Yeah, those are the guys I play right beside, so I get to be like this. Listen, man, we finna block it because Jonathan finna help us do it. He gonna block me, you, and but I just know this, Kevin, man. Look, there's nothing Trayvon Walker can do. But guess the thing though, right? This is the thing. When those guys play like that, Aaron Donald, right? Aaron Donald ain't 6. Aaron Donald barely 6 feet. He like 6'1". When he put that 99 on his chest.
Well, no, I look, and I don't mean, I'm not talking down Trayvon Walker as a player, but I just wish guys would stop saying stuff about guys who have not played and not gotten it done in the National Football League. And they do it at all kind of levels, right? But I mean, you're number 1 pick in the league. You got enough pressure coming up, right? Like, honest to goodness, if we come out last year and, Trevor Lawrence.
Hold on. Travis, you down. He said, is a freak better than a beast? Right? Is a freak better than a beast? It depends. It depends, Travis. It could be. It could be, right? It depends. Right? A beast can be freakish. I don't know if, he says, are unicorns better than both? They better be. Because I've seen a freak.
The whole point of saying unicorns is unicorns don't exist.
Can you be
right?
Hold on. Can you be a freaky unicorn? Hell yeah. I think so, Travis. I hope they can. And guess what? Because this is the thing. Can you be a freaky unicorn? I mean, hey, because this is the thing, right? I can say this. Travis Kelce is a unicorn. I've never seen that many 1,000-yard seasons back to back for a tight end, right? I think he's a unicorn, right? Cal Ripken Jr. was a unicorn. People don't play that many games in a row. Ricky Henderson was a unicorn. People just want to steal bases. 1,400. Come on. So, yes, there are freakish unicorns out there. And when you see them, nobody's going to question them, right?
I just hate, but you didn't call Ricky Henderson that before you ever played an MLB game.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Trayvon Walker, you're the number one pick. You got enough on your plate without your D coordinator saying
a unicorn.
Without your D coordinator saying, hey, this guy's a unicorn. He's out there making.
I just got it. You say, can a unicorn? Can it be a freaky unicorn? Yes, he plays for the Angels. That's a freaky unicorn. Ohtani is a freaky unicorn. He's got. Kevin, am I wrong? I mean,
no, you're right. You're right.
But guess what? Now, if I see a horse that got wings with a horn on the front, I need to be somewhere else. It better be a prop or something.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, yes. To answer your question, Travis, yes, there can be freaky unicorns, but I will say this.
We got way too many goats running around. I do know that.
Bad. Listen, I'm sorry, people.
No,
listen,
man, look.
Listen, at the end of the day, Trevon Walker, this is what happens, right? You got to go out there and live up to it.
Look, and I'm saying, but your coach says that about you. And I've talked to you about Trevon Walker. Look, he is going to have a time trying to live up to that. Because guys are like everybody on the field is going to know he's the number one pick, right? Guys around the league know that.
Yep.
You're going to deliver that message. And your coach over there like, oh, this guy's like, I get it, but can we wait till we put the pad? Like we talked about with Deer, can we wait till we put the pads on at least till we hit somebody? Because again, you're on a defense that might be okay at best.
Yep.
Right? I mean, and again, are you even better right now than the other guy on the other side?
Oh, Josh Allen.
The other Josh Allen.
Yep.
I don't think so. So look, that is you're slapping a label on the guy. It's like if he comes out and has one sack, I hope somebody goes up and say, did the unicorn get shot? Did the unicorn get sent off to the pasture?
Oats?
Yes. Did he get sent off to pasture somewhere? Like what happened? Like look. So that's why I hate when you do stuff like this and you haven't even played a game. Don't slap labels on people like, hey, he's going to be an unbelievable unblock. He's unblock. You hear this in college a lot. Oh, this guy came in as a freshman, and we're having the first 4 practice. He's unblockable.
Can't do that. Can't touch him. Can't do that with
him. Can't do that. He's unblockable. It's like, can we get to week one?
And I'm going to say this again, and I mean this humbly. The University of Georgia played Alabama twice. Alabama was not at full strength twice. I'm not saying that to say that Georgia would have beat them. Hold on.
Now Ben's opening up again.
No. Kevin, would you agree that Jameson Williams was a freak?
He's an exceptional wide receiver, yes.
John Mechie was a really, really good complimentary number 2.
Yes.
You had neither one of them in the national championship.
Understand.
I am not invalidating what Georgia did by no means whatsoever. If those two guys are there, it just makes the game different. I'm not saying Georgia don't beat them.
I think the way they played, Georgia still probably wins. But I mean,
but Kevin,
but it would have made a difference. I understand.
Here it is. The Atlanta Bravos, are they the same team without Ronald Acuña?
Of course not.
All I'm saying is, when people ask, what is a freak or a beast? They affect the game like nobody else can. When Steph and Clay were not with the Warriors, they didn't even make the playoffs. When they're back together, they're in the finals. All I'm saying is, if you don't affect the game, you're not a beast. You're not a freak. You just can play. But Travis, to answer your question, can you be a freakish?
We're gonna have to
unicorn?
do this.
Yes,
we're gonna have to do this on the show. We're gonna have the rundown, the Kevin Thomas petting zoo of stars, where the goats reside, savages, beasts, and unicorns from the world of sports, because they are all over the place, and there are way too many. I'm the greatest of all time. There's like 17 goats running around the National Football League right now. Right? I mean, it's like you talk to, Aaron Donald, he's a goat.
And a Billy.
Well, how many goats can there be? I mean, I'm just being serious. How many goats can we have before we got too many?
Yeah. If you pasture goats, I guess you pasture them. How many is a good pasture of goats? Because
I don't know. They're all over the place. Yeah.
I mean, somewhere. The Detroit Lions think they got a bunch of goats. Lie. Not happening.
I was going to say, so I'll be nice. We'll come back. It's 3 and Out. Southern Pigskin Radio Network. Well, Ben, we went from saying 3 in a row to could we possibly have 8 in a row? Braves and Pirates coming up tonight.
Come on.
Max Fried back at it
Max Fried, let's
for
do
the
it.
for the Braves. Again, looking for 8 in a row and have trimmed this thing down to 7.5 over the Mets. The Mets are off tonight, so you can make it 7. And then the Mets are playing the Angels, which I heard Christian kind of trying to speak into existence starting tomorrow. The Angels are due. They've lost 12 in a row. Like they've lost 12 in a row.
I want them to get a win before we get there. We don't want them to break that streak with us, but big one with the Braves tonight. Stick with their winning ways. 8 in a row, Kevin. Hey, man, let's do it.
Hey, if they can get 8 in a row, really like the way this team is playing. Hey, and you got Acuna and Michael Harris, who are Acuna we already knew. Michael Harris becoming must catch baseball, literally and figuratively, but that dude is fun to watch.
He is, and he understands what his role is, Kevin, to be as young as he is, to go from AA straight to the bigs. Understand that you have a big shoes to fill in center field. He's making the Braves went from a very, very below average outfield to a very, very above average outfield to almost elite if Adam Duvall can work his way into the starting lineup, every other day. But like what he's doing right now, Kevin, hitting for power, a lot of speed to burn, but listen, elite at the center field position. Glad to have it.
And we got Braves and Pirates, game 1 of 4 coming up in about 7 minutes. We'll have coverage for you here. We'll see you tomorrow, a Friday edition of 3 and Out all across the Southern Pigskin Radio Network. We are streaming live, ESPNCoastal.com. Go to our YouTube page, ESPN Coastal. You can rewatch or catch what you missed here on 3 and Out.